I'm Scott Moore and I'm a graphic designer. So people will come to me because they need some kind of art for their business typically, that they need someone to make something like a logo, or they need to have a website, or they need to have some kind of flyer or brochure that they want to hand out. So they come to me going, can you make this for us? Can you be the person who creates it? I'm a little bit old school. What does that mean? I start with pencil and paper on almost all of my projects, and I'll sit down and I'll think about the ideas and I'll brainstorm and I'll start drawing little ideas before I get to the finished piece. Then after that, I usually take it into the computer and I noodle it around on the computer, messing around with it to get it to where I want it to get it. And then after getting on the computer, then it's ready to go out to the real world and be printed or put on the website or whatever. There's 3 big programs that I use, and that's going to be Illustrator, which does a lot of the line drawings of things, like you might think like a cartoon, line drawings like that. Then there's Photoshop. Yeah, I use that for photos. Probably very familiar with that. And then there's also InDesign. InDesign is meant to do if you got like a book, a thing with a bunch of different pages in there. So what I did is, it's actually my second career. I went back to college and I went to University of North Texas for communication design. And so that involved not just doing graphic design, but I had to do a lot of the art classes as well, such as painting and drawing and sculpture and printmaking. Ever since I was a little kid, I was one of those kids that would always noodle and doodle on stuff, and it was a passion, just an instinctive passion for me. My first career didn't have anything to do with that, and then when I changed careers, it had all to do with that, and I absolutely love it. So my day-to-day might be really tough for me trying to come up with these creative ideas. At the same time, it is this passion that I will just hammer through these difficulties and just love the whole process and producing something that I find is creative and fun and inspiring, and definitely when I see other people respond to the things that I've created and spent so much time on, that's a huge payoff as well. As a graphic designer, you're your own worst critic. And there'll be times where you're gonna hit, especially with creative stuff, you're gonna hit a wall. No matter how much brainstorming and noodling and looking at things to inspire you, can't get there. So sometimes going outside and go out in my backyard and go do something, hang out with my dog, I come back in for some reason, something's clicked in my brain, I can resolve that. But that can be really difficult to do. To prepare for something in graphic design, a career in it, I would not limit yourself creatively. It can be something you draw, it could be something you build, it could be anything you do, but don't say this is just what I want to do for graphic design. Let everything influence you creatively. I would also talk to people who might be in the industry or any kind of creative industry, and I'll also look for anything and everything that you think is cool out there, whether it's graphic design or not, and let that influence you.